Yeah.
Alright, okay, let's go. Started already.
We're supposed to clap at the same time, right?
Okay, 1, 2,
3.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to the Oatmeal Lesbians. Happy Pride! And
Happy
as you can
Pride
see,
Month.
we have a guest, our first guest of the episode. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Sharon. So do I talk here?
No, you can just talk normally.
Okay,
Pick up
okay.
your voice.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sharon. So yeah, I'm a big fat lesbian.
Okay, wait, I'm paranoid.
So, we knew Sharon. I know Sharon a year ago. We became friends.
How did you meet?
I met Sharon on a rooftop.
It was a random night. It was just a sudden hangout with you.
Oh, yeah. I was there too.
Yeah, with you. So
Wait, how did you meet Sharon?
Bumble.
What?
Okay.
Wait, you met Sharon on Bumble?
No. Okay. First of all, we matched on Bumble.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, okay, I don't know, we had like this conversation, but then I think she didn't reply me. Then I was like, okay lah, whatever lah. Then I'm gonna bleep this out. Kat took my phone and messaged Sharon. She was like, can you reply me, Sharon? She replied Sharon through my phone. She was like, Sharon, can you reply me?
okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. This is from my perspective. This is what happened. Okay, so Kat
Bleep.
was like scrolling through. It was like asking me, okay, can I see your Bumble, like who you matched with and everything like that. And I was like, okay lah, go ahead. Then I was like, I matched with two Zoe.
Oh my God.
Okay, continue.
So after that, I was like, oh, which Zoe ah? And then she was like, can I see? Then I tapped on Zoe Chow. Then she was like, wait, I know her. Then she went and took the phone and she took a picture. And she sent it to Zoe.
Yeah, she took a selfie and then threw your Bumble and sent it to me. I was
Yeah.
like, what the
And
fuck?
I was like, why did you do that? Then, yeah, that's how we became friends lah. And then
Oh.
Zoe was like, ha, and I was ha. Then I just ghosted again.
Yeah. Basically, Sharon ghosted me.
I'm sorry.
And then
sorry.
Kat was like talking to herself through both our Bumble accounts.
Yeah.
Talking to her.
Because Sharon wouldn't talk to me and I wouldn't talk to Sharon. So she would talk to the both of us for us.
So she was just like sending messages back and forth to keep the conversation going with herself.
Yeah.
That's so unhinged, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after that, we met at Paramount. Anyways, yeah, we met at an event lah. And then Zoe was very intimidating. Zoe was wearing all black as usual. And then I was really like scared. And then Kat was like, hi Zoe, and they hugged. And all I did, I stood behind Kat and I was like, I didn't even say verbally hi, I just raised my arm.
I think you said hi.
Did I?
Very softly.
I was like, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Zoe's entire perception of me changed because she thought that I was a top at first. Did you think I was a top?
No.
Then why did you swipe on me?
Hello! I cannot swipe on bottom also one ah. What the fuck? What are you insinuating?
Wait, but aren't you a top though?
I'm a switch,
Uh-huh.
but
Because you
Disagrees.
like it or because you have to?
I like it.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Sorry.
Wait, so you swipe on her because she was a top?
I did not swipe on her because she was a top. I just swiped on her. What the fuck?
Don't lie, Zoe.
No.
Be honest.
No, I am honest. I am the most honest person you ever meet. I'm not fucking lying. I swiped on you because I thought you were good looking.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Why you swipe on me?
I was like, oh, quite cute ah.
And then goes.
Why you show me just now you swipe left?
Oh, no, this one is like this.
Right is
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like
yeah.
this. Okay. I swiped on Zoe because I thought Zoe looked very cool
Okay.
and very intimidating.
Then why you ghost her?
I just suck at I just suck
Yeah,
at texting in general.
you suck at texting.
Yeah, I'm
Terrible
sorry.
at it.
But y'all, you know, I can talk. I just can't. I have fat thumbs.
Okay.
Okay, I have fat thumbs and I always get typos, so I have to redo all my sentences again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my reason.
Okay.
Okay, so today's episode, we're going to be talking about mommy issues. And as you can see, all three of us have mommy issues.
Yes,
That's why
correct.
we're in this episode today.
Yes.
Sharon, do you want to start with what mommy issues you have? How has your mother traumatized you? And how does that
Wow.
relate to your sexuality?
I feel like okay lah. Overall, my mom is she's a good mom. She's a good mom, but she's very biased towards my brothers.
Oh.
And I have a younger sister that's like younger from me for like 6 years.
Uh-huh.
So I'm the middle child. They never received any.
Oh. Oh,
The
you're
neglected
parent.
one.
Yeah, I'm the neglected one.
Aw.
So I kind of like grew up on my own, but I can see my mom showering my brothers and my sisters with love, but not me.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, and then my dad does like notice that. That's why he puts more effort into me.
Oh, that's so sweet
Yeah.
of your dad.
I don't have daddy issues, that's why.
Okay.
But mommy issues, her trauma that she received from her parents,
Yes.
she passed it on to me.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, and then things that she didn't achieve in life, she puts that pressure on me.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how like I grew up lah. There was a lot of like her reflecting herself on me, and I couldn't really grow up on my own, so I left my house to find my own self without having her pressuring me at every moment. And then, but thing is that she pressured me, but she doesn't even give me the attention that I need to grow up. Yeah.
So like what kind of trauma like did she pass on to you?
There was a lot of like, I feel like verbally, she was a lot of verbal abuse, I would say. A lot of verbal type of like, you know, you're not a good daughter and stuff. A lot of like things that you don't really want to hear from your mom. And then because of that, when I meet someone that cares for me, I feel like I don't deserve it one. Or I feel like I want to give that person more love. And I want to take care of that person. But when they show that to me, I'm like, why are you doing that? Yeah. I'm not good with receiving stuff, but I'm better at giving.
Yeah.
I'm better at like taking care of other people. But when they want to like, even giving gifts to me and stuff like that, it makes me very uncomfortable. I don't know how to react to it. Yeah, so that's how I...
So how has it affected your relationships with the people around you? Or even just like romantic relationships? How does it play out?
I always seek for older women. That's what I want to say. I love older women.
I love older women.
I love older women. Hit me up. I love older women. So I feel like I seek for that validation from them. Like the things that I lack from my mom, I kind of look for it in other people. But when they care for me, right, that is weird also. So even when I'm dating older women, I'm always the one taking care of other people. I'm always the one like, I would like, fork out my money to pay their bills. Fork out their money to pay for their car. But when they like, fork out money to even buy me lunch and stuff like that, I'm like, it's okay lah, I'll pay you back. It's okay lah, you don't need to do that. And then it created a lot of trust issues also between me and them. And because I've been emotionally like suppressing my thoughts and all the emotions, I don't really process my emotions very well. So when I'm in a relationship, when they're upset at me, right? Because I don't talk back to my mom. Then, I don't.
So you never argue with her?
I do argue with her when I got older lah. But then, I tried not to because I don't want to be disrespectful. Then when in relationships, when they upset me, I won't tell them.
Damn.
That's bad.
Yeah. I won't tell them. I won't communicate my discomfort. And I won't tell them. Even when I'm sad, right? I feel like, I shouldn't be sad. Like, I don't have the rights to be sad. And when I want to share, I feel like, I feel like they have a lot on their plate as well. I don't think I should add on to it. So I will just put everything on myself. But they would always come to me and they would put like, tell me stuff. And I would also have to carry theirs and mine at the same time.
Damn.
Yeah.
So do you feel like, so everyone you've dated, like properly dated, has all been older women?
I only dated one younger one,
Which is?
which is the Singaporean one.
What Korean one?
The Singaporean one.
Korean?
Singaporean one.
Oh.
And then, that was my first and my last.
First and last Singaporean or first and last
First and
younger?
last younger girls.
Yeah, no, I would never date anyone younger
Yeah.
as well.
Wait, so like, would you say like all the older women you dated, there's like a same relationship dynamic pattern?
Yeah. I'm the one taking care of them. They're the one getting pampered.
Oh.
It's always like that. It never changes.
How does that make you feel though? Like going through that the same with, all the older women that you've dated?
I was a little disappointed lah. That's why I'm going celibate, guys.
Legit you on your celibate journey?
I think so. I wouldn't say that. I used to be a person that would always jump from one relationship to another, I could never be alone.
Oh.
Okay.
But then after my last relationship, I realized that there are so many things I don't know about myself yet. There's so many things that I have yet to learn about myself, and I don't know what I want in a partner. I don't know what I don't want in a partner. So I'm just taking whoever that comes to me, that shows me affection. Then I'm like, okay, yay. and someone they're pretty, right? Then I'm like, so I just kind of take everyone in,
Okay.
and then after that, they would show me love They would show me love at the beginning of the time,
Faham.
like 2 months max.
2 months only?
Yeah.
It's not even past the honeymoon phase.
Yeah. So
That's
then,
the honeymoon phase for me, girl.
So your honeymoon phase is only 2 months?
Yeah, I'm lucky if it lasts even one. I'm lucky if it lasts. No lah. Okay, yeah. Some of them treated me well, but never past like 6 months. They never like after when they get comfortable, they don't make any effort anymore,
Damn.
and they would just sit there, and they would wait for me to give. Yeah.
So is that usually why you like end up breaking up with them?
No, they cheat on me.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. They.
Yo, I'm so sorry.
Out of all my relationships, let's say, I have like a few lah. Only one didn't cheat on me.
Is it the younger one?
No, that one cheated on me also.
No. Oh my God.
I would say it's micro cheating. Or
Yeah.
more than micro, bigger than micro a bit. So the one that didn't cheat on me, I was the one that was bad to her. Like I was the one that was the bad person because I lost the sense of attraction. Because that person was never really my type to begin with. Yeah.
So you only date your type, ah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I don't date mask.
Oh, so
I don't really date
that
mask.
person was masked. Okay.
I like femme girls and in-betweenies.
Oh.
You know, this is so interesting, because I was reading this tweet or something the other day that it's so important to really stick to your type or like what you like, because in the end, right, when the attraction dies, you end up resenting them. And it's like unfortunate, but like it happens.
I don't resent her though. I wouldn't say I resent her, but she was a very vanilla person.
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, she's a very vanilla person.
Oh.
Like the type that would, like how we joke, right? We can say fuck you lah, this and that. If I said fuck you to her, she would get so. She would ask me like, why would you say that? So disrespectful. I'm like, oh, okay. I apologize lah because that's the way I was brought up. Like and that's how the way I interact with my friends and everything. I didn't know that she would be comfortable with it.
Okay.
And then one by one, like as day passes by, I could see that how we are very, very, like, not compatible to be together at all. Because our sense of humor and our outlook on life and everything is very, very different. Yeah.
Was that your shortest relationship?
Shortest relationship?
Is that the shortest one?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, how long was it?
6 months.
That's not too bad.
I would call that and like, okay, for me, right? If it's 3 months, it's an internship.
Internship.
Yeah, it's not a relationship. It's an internship.
Oh
You mean like
God.
officially 3 to 6 months is
Yeah.
your internship?
Yeah, 3 to 6
What?
months internship.
Then what if like it's just exclusively dating and not official? Probation?
Yeah, probation period. Lor.
But how can you have a probation before an internship?
I think you can.
Huh?
I mean,
Interview.
interview session.
But that's a very long interview session, yeah. Because my relationship, it never really like, it's less than 6 months one. It's always like it has to be more. If not, I feel like I'm wasting my time. So I would always like it would always be more than 6 months. So if you pass the 6 months mark already, then I would count it as a relationship. If not, I would say yeah. Like I would count that as like, oh, you 3 months only ma internship lah. Then
Actually,
you don't.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Yeah, because like 3 months, like, what the fuck, right? It doesn't matter like how whatever the relationship was. Like it's really, I feel like time matters.
But okay, why not you just exclusively date for those 3 to 6 months, then only make it official after
But the
you...
thing is that, right, the 3 to 6 months, right, you can't see the character of the person one. You can't see the true character of the person.
Facts.
So okay, after the honeymoon phase is over, only you count it as the relationship.
Because I want to date I want it to be as authentic as possible. I don't want you to sugarcoat your personality. I don't want you to be, like, you put a facade on, like, oh, I'm such a sweet and genuine person. But you don't bring your trauma, you don't bring your real self into, like, to show me, like, what your baggage that you carry.
Yeah.
I want to date someone that's, real. I don't want to date someone that's just, like, everything good, nothing bad.
Don't you feel like everybody does that thing though during the honeymoon phase or the 3 to 6 months? They like sugarcoat everything.
Personally, I wouldn't.
Do you feel like you subconsciously do it? Because when you're in the honeymoon phase, right, you're gonna be like, yeah, then you're gonna like them so much, and then but when it dies down, then I feel like it's a subconscious thing. Like we don't intentionally do it, you know, but because your emotions towards them are heightened during those 3 to 6 months, then obviously you subconsciously like behave in that way.
I agree. I think it depends on how bad I want them.
True.
Like for some, right, I've just been myself since day one. My previous relationship, I was myself since day one, so I never sugarcoat anything. But like there are some situationships where I agree, like I do feel like I pretend. Like I try to like curate a fantasy, which is kind of like my fault as well. Then I ended up like, oh shit, actually like I don't really like keeping this up, and it's not really who I am long term. Yeah.
For me, I try my best lah. Whether it's subconscious or not, but I try my best to bring my most authentic self to show the person. Because it's very, very tiring. Like you already set this image in this person's mind.
Yes.
And once that period ends, right, suddenly you're a whole different person.
Correct. I hate that shit.
How is that other person gonna feel? Are they gonna feel like they've been lied to? You know, they don't even know the person that they're really dating.
Yeah, correct.
So
absolutely.
That's so true.
When like I meet someone, I'll put everything on the table. Here's what I am, here's what I have. You wanna take it, you take it. Don't want, then just leave.
Yes.
That's a good mindset to have.
So that's for me lah. What about you guys?
What do you mean?
Like
Our mommy issues. You want to talk about yours?
Our mommy issues?
Yeah, we're supposed to talk about ours too.
Actually, I know we're supposed to talk about ours, but I don't know how to explain it, you know? Because I feel like to a certain extent, I've kind of just, I don't know. I guess I've like pushed it like way down. So I don't really remember much of it.
Does it hurt you?
That's what hurt me.
Your mommy issues? Is
Of
that
course
why?
it hurts me.
does it come up? Like does it still like suddenly show itself? Like ta-da, Zoe, I'm still here.
I think that I don't know if it's considered mommy issues. It's just a trauma that she has given me that obviously plays out in my day-to-day life lah, obviously. Which is, for example, the workaholic thing. Okay, that's number one. Number two is probably the hyper-independence, right? Actually, I feel like it's everywhere lah. It's like, okay, because when I talk to my therapist, right, I was like bringing up all these issues that I had in life. So she was telling me how these tiny little holes are considered my issues that are playing out in my day-to-day life. But the main fucking issue is that one big-ass hole, which is that mommy issue. The issue that I had with my parent lah, basically. So yeah, I mean, that if I didn't like heal that part of it, and I don't think I fully healed it either, it's going to keep popping up in every single aspect of my life, which I do see that lah. In my relationships, romantically, platonically, I feel... in my work, in my personal life, everywhere.
How does it affect your relationship?
With who?
With your partners?
Definitely the hyper-independence. Secondly is that, I mean, just like you, I like older women. Okay, but here's the thing, right? When older women are nice to me, I'm like, I'm like, oh my god, you know? It's like when they're very like caring towards me, my mommy issues just show. It's like, I don't know, I suddenly feel like a child, a teenager like that.
And you say you hate feeling that way, right?
I hate feeling that way. I do hate feeling that way. It makes me feel like I'm not in control.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how those two relate, but yeah.
Okay.
Do you always feel like you were not in control with your relationship with your mom?
Yeah, of course. I never had any control. I never had a voice. I wasn't allowed to speak like what's on my mind. You know, because every time I tried to voice an opinion, it would be straight away like shut down. It's like, no, you don't. And I would yell back. I would say things like, so you mean I don't have a voice in this house? And my mom would say like, yes, you don't.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She would just shut you down like
Shut
that.
me down, basically. Wouldn't allow me to speak. Yeah. And anytime like I try to speak, she would just bring out the cane, just whack me.
Damn.
But now I'm still very vocal lah. I think the reason why I'm so rebellious and why I'm so vocal now and why I talk so much and like to argue with people so much right now is because of that. It's because I never had the chance to voice out like what I want to say. So I think a lot of people around me know that I'm very opinionated and that I am very vocal about my opinions. And I think that's why, because I never got the chance to like say what I want to say. So I say everything now lah. Yeah.
I feel like the only thing that I don't speak up, the only aspect that I don't speak up on is when I'm with my partners only. With my friends and everyone around me, I'm very, very vocal. I'm very, very open about my opinions and my emotions and everything.
Yeah.
But with my partners, it's different for some reason.
Yeah, I feel that actually. I feel like with friends and everything, it's a lot easier. Yeah, it's easier to maintain friendships.
Yes,
being
yes,
like that.
it
But
is,
for
it is.
relationships, it's difficult. Yeah.
I think just relationships, like romantic relationships, they're just so much more deeper and you connect with them on a different level. And I mean, like we mentioned like so many times before, right? the relationships that we have with our partners is basically we're imitating the relationships we had with our parents, you know. So I guess maybe that's why that you don't speak up with your romantic partners also.
I don't, because with like all my friends and you guys, I would always, voice out my opinions and everything. I don't have any issues with that. But with my partners, it's just like, okay lah. And I don't want to see them upset. So that's why I avoid confrontation at all costs. Yeah.
So you say you're avoidant? Your attachment style?
Back then, I think so.
Okay.
Back then, I think so. But now, after being single for quite a while, I feel like I'm no longer like that. I'm no longer like the avoidant type. I'm trying my best to speak up more.
Wait, so but you are like the provider, but you're also avoidant. How does that work?
I don't know. Whatever they say that they want, if I hear what they need and I see what they need, I just give and give and give.
But you're avoidant.
But how does avoidant, what does that have to do with being a provider though?
Because like people who are usually more like, I'm assuming your love language is like giving and acts of service or
Yes, acts of service.
they tend to be anxious attachment style or like secure. Avoidance don't really.
Okay, wait.
What do avoidance do?
Yeah, what does avoidant do?
Avoidance don't do anything. Avoidance are physical touch.
Okay,
Their
then,
love language be like
then
physical
I feel like
touch.
I'm more of an anxious. I used to be an anxious detachment type.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I
When-
can see that though, the anxious, I feel like I can see that in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm more of that rather than avoidant.
Because I remember one time you told me, we were talking about like how you were in relationships whereby if that person like shows an ounce of care towards you, you're like, hey.
Yeah.
I do see that though.
Yeah,
and it's
like,
like
even a
you are
tiny
fighting
bit.
for it.
Mm.
Yeah, you're constantly fighting for that validation and to get like attention and care from that person lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because also like my relationship was never really very healthy with them. So there's always a third person. Okay, and I'm the type that if there's a third person, right, I'm like, oh, so this is a competition. Let's see who wins then. But also I have a big ego, especially towards men.
Okay.
Wait, and the third party is always men. Is it?
In one case, it was like in this one case that affected me the most. It's two men.
Two men?
Yes,
Two men?
Two men.
Oh my god.
Two men that I know personally.
How did that work? So you were dating someone and then these two men were also dating that someone?
I was dating this person. We broke up. I was healing and everything. And then we somehow got back together. But during that whole me healing, she was, according to my friends and what they told me, she was talking to these two men. She was like playing the both of them at the same time lah. And then I'm like, okay, I was very, very hurt by that.
Wait, was it the airport girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
What airport girl? Airport or airport?
She was telling us
airport.
about this like girl.
The
at
very
the airport.
K-drama.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
The extremely K-drama one.
Yeah.
So, and then I was like, okay, we can get back together. Like, I do want to get back together with you, but on one term is that you have to cut contact with them lah. Like, I wouldn't be mad at you. I wouldn't hold it against you because you were single. You were single at the moment that you were talking to them. You were single. But if you continue to talk to them when you're with me, then it's a different case already. She didn't stop. I found out that she didn't stop after we got back together. And then I was very, very hurt by that lah. But I didn't leave. Because I felt like it was a competition. I was like, I gotta win. We are not a team now, it's a competition. So I was doing my best, everything I have, to a point where I wasn't even eating. I was genuinely not happy at all. But every time that like I was submerged in sadness, so every time she gives me an ounce of affection, an ounce of attention, like she shows that, oh yeah, she still loves me, she still cares for me, I'll be like, okay, now I'm okay again. But then at any moment she could just switch, then I would just be thrown to the side. She can just go with other people. But I didn't leave. I never left. I stayed for like quite a long time.
How many years?
Not years, not months lah. I wouldn't be that dumb.
Thank
I wouldn't be that dumb. It took me a very long time, and it caused a lot of arguments between me and my friends. Because my friends were talking shit about her and telling me that she wasn't like a good person to me. She's not treating me well and stuff like that. To a point where I lost so much weight that when I went for a family dinner, my mom was like, "Are you doing drugs?"
Oh my god.
Shit.
Yeah, because my entire face, my complexion was so bad. My dark circles were so bad.
Yeah.
I lost I was 37, 36 kilos.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is bad. That is
Yeah,
really
that's
bad.
It was really bad. Like, I couldn't eat. I didn't want to eat. I didn't feel like eating. Like, when I eat, right, it's like, 3 spoons of rice and then a bit of chicken and I'm good already.
Oh.
I'm just like giving my body like a little bit of what they need to get through the day. Then I'm good.
No.
Yeah. So I neglected a lot of my needs for that person.
Damn.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Was
So-
that your worst?
Yeah, I feel like I'm also very, very thankful for that what happened though, that relationship. I'm very thankful because of that,
Yeah.
I know what I don't want in a partner.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I grew a lot from that relationship. So once like my next partner shows the similar traits with that person, immediately I'm like, no, you're not the person for me. Yeah, I want you out of my life now. So that relationship itself taught me a lot of things. A lot of things about myself also. And a lot of things that I need to unlearn.
Wait, when was that? How old were you?
Oh, I was 19.
Oh,
Wait, that's
pretty
young.
young.
so
18,
young.
19. Yeah, 18,
Pretty
19.
young.
Bro,
But
that's
that
so
person
young.
was so much older than me.
Oh, that's fucked up. But yeah, I think you told
Yeah,
me,
she
right?
was like late 20s, right?
mid-20s?
Mid 20s.
Yeah,
mid
and
20s.
then you were like helping her pay for stuff as well.
Yeah,
like, bills and
I
stuff.
I did help her pay for like bills and cars and stuff like that.
Damn.
But like during that moment, I didn't really think about it. Like she asked whether I could help out with certain stuff. I said, yeah, I can. And then she wanted to pay me back, but you know, in that moment where like when you're very in love with someone, you don't really, you just say that, oh, okay, like it's okay, it's fine. But I mean, after you break out of courtesy, you could pay it back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like out of like, you know, the respect for the other person that you have, you could pay back. But
Yeah.
they did pay me a portion of it,
Yeah.
but not the full amount. I'm done with that.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Fuck that, for real.
Yeah. You deserve better.
So, other than that, yeah.
Hey, your turn to talk about your mommy issues.
My mommy issues. Okay, actually, I relate to Sharon a lot with my mommy issues in the sense where I felt like my mom wanted me to do things that she never got the chance to do.
Yeah.
She wanted me to like play the piano. She wanted me to be a girl guide thing, and she
Yeah.
wanted me to do well academically.
Yeah.
She wanted me to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I hated them a lot because they were all so like achievement based, and they were all
correct.
so like she was pushing. It wasn't out of interest. It was
Yeah.
out of an achievement, which makes it like so pressuring.
Yes.
And so I feel like I grew up with a lot of that, and my mom used to like confiscate my gadgets all the time. So I have no like internet access.
Oh my god.
I have no TV. I don't know. I just felt like I was just doing all this while I was not like living my life
Yes,
and having any entertainment in my life. And so
Yeah.
she did all that, and she would always tell me the reasons, being like, "You will thank me in the future.
Yeah.
You know, I never
my
got to do this
God.
when I was a kid. You are so lucky that I gave you this opportunity." Blah blah
Do
blah.
you feel like there's such an Asian mom thing though?
Yeah, it's actually an Asian mom thing.
Asian
you know?
mom
I
to be
think so.
achievement based,
Yeah.
confiscate shit, want to live vicariously through you. It's a fucking Asian mom
They would
thing.
confiscate the entire modem, man. So
No,
you won't have Wi-Fi.
Yes,
know, my
yeah, my mom
mom,
did that
right? Yeah.
too.
She
Fuck.
cancelled the Wi-Fi for years. And then, right, because my dad had
Then
like,
how?
I didn't have internet, so I didn't have a phone, I didn't have a laptop, and they locked the TV.
No.
So I didn't have any form of entertainment as a child. So
my
what happened
God.
was that my mom would say, once a week, I give you 1 hour to browse the internet. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
she
yeah.
would use my dad's like hotspot and like give me 1 hour. Then that 1 hour, I faster go play like what the Harvest City and all of that. Then 1 hour
the
gone
Facebook
so
game,
fast.
is it?
Yeah. Fuck. So yeah, pretty much the same thing as you lah.
Yeah, and it was like very torturing. Okay, but I'm so glad that I went through that because I felt like that was the start of my rebellion era. So it's like she would hide the Wi-Fi and she would like hide everything, but me and my brother, we were fucking smart. So it's like we would work together and then we would try to like find all these things. And then it's like, you know, like during at night, right, she would confiscate our phones. And then the thing is, I cannot get my phone back
Yeah.
because our house has an alarm. And so the alarm is like motion detector.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Motion detector alarm?
Yeah, it was
Crazy.
crazy. So she will know if I'm trying to get out to go to her room to get my phone back. But then I figured out one hack because I was like looking at the alarm and the alarm was like, it blinks, you know. Then I was like, maybe if I can run fast in between two blinks, then I can get my phone back.
Oh my god! I realized it. What the hell?
Oh my
I was
god.
so desperate for my phone. I was just like, you know, group chats pop in and everything. I want to be part of it. lah.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, okay, And then one night, I just took that risk. And then I've been doing that ever since. I just like, every night I would just like wait until they sleep. And then I'll go look out at the alarm motion detector thing. And then I'll run super fucking fast to her room before the second thing blinks. Then I'll get my phone and then
shit.
yeah, and then when I'm done already, then I'll run back and I return it.
Actually, I really feel like all these like super strict Asian moms really create the most cunning, sneaky
Yes.
kids. Honestly, fucking speaking, though, because I
Yes.
will learn how to pick the lock for the TV also.
Yeah.
I picked the lock for the TV. So my parents, they used to own a math center, right? So they will come back at like 10 o'clock. So every time they come back from the math center, they will touch the TV to see if it's hot, because they somehow knew that I picked the lock.
That is
so
crazy.
What the hell?
They're making it crazier.
What I would do is that I will watch the TV. Every time I see 30 minutes before they come home, I turn off the TV and then go pretend to do my work. Then when they come home, they touch the TV, they're like, oh, okay, she wasn't watching TV.
What the
Next
hell?
level.
What the hell? Wait, okay. To compare like how strict your parents are, like you two, my parents are not that strict lah.
Okay, that's
They would
different.
just confiscate the modem and I didn't know what to do anymore. Even if I had a phone, right, what the fuck am I gonna do with it?
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, I can't really do anything without it. Then when they confiscate, because I have older brothers, so I would just wait for them to do it.
Oh my God.
Because I know, right, I know that they're gonna be the type that, oh, no internet, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So I would just like sit back and I would knock at the door and be like, oh, they're asleep already, you can go and get it. And they would do all the hard work and I would just wait.
Okay, that's smart though. That's,
Yeah,
smart. That's hella smart.
Then the only thing I could help them with was that, because I'm very small and they have to hide the modem in the weirdest place one. I would go into all the weirdest place and find all the modem. I would tell them it's there. You can go get it. Then they would do everything lah.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of teamwork, even though like we weren't in the best relationship.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Everyone's like in it together.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
more like that.
Yeah, like I also used to do this thing where like, because my mom during exams week, right, she will confiscate my phone for like super long time. And then because I think at one point she kind of knew that I was always taking my phone back, she will fucking deactivate my line. And then I would be after school calling DG. Hello, can you deactivate this? Oh my God. And then it was so funny. And then it's like, okay, then there'll be like a period of time. I'll give it a few days before she noticed. Then I'll call DG back to deactivate the line.
Oh my
And then
god.
Oh, y'all go through so many stuff.
Yeah, because they keep like getting crazier, so you end up getting crazier also.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you want
yeah.
it right.
Yeah.
And for me, I felt like it was so unfair because all my friends had like, you know, they always just had internet access and
Yeah.
then they would tell me things and I feel left out at school and then I'm just like, what the fuck? I feel
Yeah,
like a
oh my
zombie.
God.
You know, just doing all this shit and like, I just felt like it was so unfair to me lah.
Do you ever feel like you were the weird kid at school?
Yeah, I felt like I'm missing out, I'm weird
Yeah,
and like I
yeah.
don't fucking have anything. So I was like, I don't care, I'm gonna fucking get my phone back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like the outcast also because of that. Like everybody was on like social media platforms and all of that and I wasn't. And
Yeah.
like, you know, you cannot like just be with your friends. You know, FOMO lah as a teenager, obviously you want to fit in.
You know, at one point I had to use Ask FM to communicate to them because my mom deactivated all my.
Ask FM?
Yeah, she wanted to deactivate all my.
You text your
Yeah, I told my friend I was like, hit me up at Ask FM, and then we were like fucking having conversation.
Oh my
It was
God.
so embarrassing. It was like,
Oh.
what the fuck, wait. So it's like, yeah, that was because my mom also used to have like my social media passwords and all that.
Oh.
Then she would like deactivate it or something, and then back then it was even harder to fight with her. It was like I used to, this where my mommy issues come in. My mom used to be this person where like, okay, I kind of get why she is the way she is now when I think about it because she was like a breadwinner of the family.
Yeah.
So she's the breadwinner, she's the housemaker, she's
Oh.
everything. She does everything in the house.
Yeah.
So because of that, right, I feel like she had to be a certain way and she expected me to be the one after her. Like I had to play the role of the second
breadwinner.
prominent person in the house
okay, faham.
to make sure that there is like a future ensured lah for the family in a sense.
Yeah.
And then so because of that she did all that. And then also at the same time, like when I was 16, that was like my worst year with my mom. Like we would have screaming fights. I never scream. Okay, I don't usually scream when I fight. I think that is really next level already. But
Yeah.
she was like she was the first person I ever screamed at. Like when I fucking argue with her because I would get so frustrated and I would like call her so many things and she would call me a lot of things as well. It's like the crying, screaming kind of
Yeah,
argument.
yeah. I know
It's
what you
really
mean.
fucking bad. Like my relationship with her was like rotten that year. And then it continued being rotten because of how controlling she was.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I think because of that, like I'm an avoidant person. I think I'm secure now already. I feel like recently I've noticed that I've become more secure in my attachment style, but back then I used to be like so avoidant. And I still somehow am that way with her, just because I feel so like, I just feel like she's so, onto me, that it makes me feel like I don't have room to breathe. Or even if I were to try to want to say something, or like, let's say talk about my day or talk about people in my life, like I feel like she would just always have something that she wanted to feel anxiety about, or like want to control about me. So I avoided telling her anything about my life.
Yeah.
So whatever that I wanted her to know, I'll let her know, but everything else I'll hide it.
Yeah.
And so that manifested in my own relationships after, where it became really bad, because I felt like, because I was an avoidant person. Okay, the thing is, right, when you're an avoidant person, you actually become hyper aware of a person's everything. Like I know how they're gonna react, I know how they're feeling. I feel like I just become very sensitive to that stuff, that I already can predict like what they're gonna say. And usually I can. And I'm not saying this as a way like, oh, like a flex or anything, but it's just something that I ended up getting from my trauma with my mom. Because she was like, I think she just always expected me to understand her, because no one else understood in the house. And so because of that, right, like with my partners, I just felt like, because I already know how the conversation will go and it's not to my liking, then I won't talk about it. I will avoid it. Or if like they bring something up with me and I want to say the truth, but I feel like I know what they're going to say and I'm not going to like it, I will just not say anything. And as a result, I ended up like hiding a lot of my feelings from my partners. And I hid a lot of like mainly my feelings lah, and also like my doubts, my fears, and everything. And I'm not the type of person who like, I think this is also because of my relationship with my mom. Like, I feel very like reluctant to talk about my fears and doubts with her, because I don't want her to carry that onto herself, which she will feel like shit and I can see it. And then in return, that will reflect onto me. And this was my mom when she was younger. Now she's a completely different person already. She's more self-aware, and we have a very good relationship now. But because of that back then, like, I just have a problem discussing my doubts and fears with a partner. Like, I don't want them to know that, because I don't want them to feel like it's their burden, and I don't want them to affect it mentally. Yeah, it's kind of like my problem now, because I don't know, I just have this thing where I always feel like my partner cannot take it. And so I don't want to talk about it with them. I want to deal with it myself and find the solutions myself.
Yeah. Is that a bad thing though? Like wanting to find a solution for yourself rather than,
It's a bad thing because you end up feeling very alone in the problem. And it manifests in the relationship.
Okay.
I can relate to that a lot though.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you ended up carrying the burden, the emotional burden of the relationship. Let's say if you see like there is like a rough patch between you two, or like something about like incompatibility, and then you don't really know how to bring it up. Like, just, you know what, I don't want to go into detail about that, but all I'm trying to say is because of my relationship with my mom, that's why that happens lah. Yeah.
Do you feel like your relationship with your mom would have been different if you were the youngest daughter rather than the eldest daughter?
I think so. I think it would have been different. Yeah.
How so? And why?
I think that, I don't even know if this is a lesbian thing or what, but I don't think like I would be so hyper independent. I feel like I'll be more comfortable with being dependent. But I feel like one thing about being the youngest daughter is that I'll be even more protected. I'll be very sheltered.
Yes.
Yeah. So because of that, I feel like I wouldn't be the person I am today, and I like the person that I am today, despite all the trauma. Because I just feel like at least I know I can like rely on myself. Like that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I feel like if I was the youngest daughter, I would have daddy issues.
Hey, I'm the youngest daughter.
Okay, but it's different because you know what? It's the same like.
Wait, how many siblings do you have, Rafi?
I just have a brother.
And a brother.
One brother. He's younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you are younger, right, like from what I see from my sister lah, how her life is. Because I went through a rebellious phase also and everything like that. When I went into my teens, right, I started fighting back with my mom a lot.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of like you know how you say you don't scream at your... I'm the type of person, right, if you scream at me, I will shout at you. I will scream back at you.
Yeah.
Same. I love that.
Yeah, so we have like screaming contests and everything to a point where like
I feel that.
I have a screaming contest not only with my mom but also with my brothers. So my dad would always come to me and be like, okay, today can you please like,
Why is it always the dads who are trying to just like tone down the situation?
Yeah.
It's always the dads.
it's like, can you like not like, elevate this even more, make this like
Yeah,
escalate it and blow
yeah.
it up? And I was
Yeah.
like, but no, you know what she said to me? This and that,
Yeah.
this and that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's unfair for me
Yeah.
if I don't speak up for myself.
Yes.
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 Felt.
You know?
That behavior.
So like even I know that we're gonna end up not talking. Sometimes we don't even talk for a month. Like me and my mom would live in the same house, but we don't talk for a month because our argument would be that big. But for my sister, whatever my mom says, so she'll just take it one.
Wow.
Yeah, she'll just take it. She'll be like, okay, okay. Then I asked her before. I was like, why don't you speak up for yourself? You know what she says to you is not right. Why don't you speak up for yourself? And she was like, it's very unnecessary to start an argument because I know in the end I'm gonna lose. Then I'm like, huh? Then I'm very angry lah. So whenever like I'm in the room and they have an argument, I will always be the one speaking up for my sister. Then her anger would shift from her to me. Yeah, then like there was one point where like my mom grew lah. My mom grew as a person after like I confronted her about everything.
Yeah.
And then she grew as a person. She started taking my emotions and my opinions seriously. And then there was one time where what she did to my sister reminded me a lot of what she did to me. And I was very, very unhappy with that. And then when I approached my sister and I asked her about it, she was crying about it. She was crying alone.
Wow.
So I hugged her. I was like, it's okay, I'll talk to mommy about it. And then I went to my mom and I was like, why did you say that to her? Like, it's very, very hurtful. What you said to us was very, very hurtful. And there was no need for you to even say that. And then I was like, now she doesn't even want to eat dinner anymore. So I was like, can you go and apologize to her so she can go and have dinner? She can come and have dinner with us. All you need to do is apologize only. So she went, she was like, huh, what I said wasn't even that hurtful. And I was like, I was like, you can't say that because you're not the one that's getting the shit end of the stick, you know?
Yeah.
Then she was like, okay lah, I'll talk to her.
Yeah.
But then what she said to my sister even ticked me off even more. She said, I didn't even say something so harsh, why you want to be so sad?
No.
Then I
Are
was
you
like,
serious?
I was like, Mummy, you cannot say that. You're invalidating her emotions already.
Yeah.
And then she was like, okay. Then after a while, I think she was processing everything also.
Yeah.
Because I think it's everything, the way they react to everything we do is also because of their own trauma, unhealed trauma from their own parents.
That's so true, yeah.
So she took a while to kind of process everything. Then in the end, she did approach my sister and she did apologize.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I just want to ask. Since all of you said that your parents or your moms are traumatized, what's their trauma?
Oh, that's a good question.
What's their trauma?
My mom came from like when they were younger, they were quite poor lah. Like they
Yes.
weren't doing very well financially. And she would tell me that she lives in a house with like a big family, not just their own family.
Yeah.
With uncle, and the uncle has their own family, and this other auntie has their own family. So they all squeeze in one house.
Yeah.
And this house is the current house that my grandma lives in, and it's not big. I can't even like after she told me, I tried to picture how it would be, how the situation would be in that house, and I was like, oh my god, it's chaos. And then my grandma's approach of punishing her daughters is by caning them to the point where like they would have to like hide under their bed. It's like a lot of, instead of like talking it out, they would like just like, why would you feel that way? Whack, 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 whack. And then I guess but my mom never whacked me though, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Never whacked me. When she throw tantrums, there are like a few things thrown here and there.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I think now that instead of whacking us, they're verbally abusing us instead. Because they're like, oh, whacking is not good. Maybe I scold them, can lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're replacing it.
Yeah.
But now that, me and my mom, right, it's like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
When we are in a close proximity for a period of amount of time, if it's too long, right, that's where the argument would fight.
Yes,
would
correct.
come in like, oh, anything also an argument, anything also an argument. But with a healthy distance, like how I am in KL right now, it's so peaceful. I would always call my mom. I would always video call my mom for no reason. I would just talk to her. Like, we're like besties.
That's so nice.
Yeah, but then like I'm also her, whatever problems that she has, she doesn't talk about it to my brothers, my sisters. Not that I know of lah. Then she would always come to me, and she would dump it on me. But when I hear what she says, right, I'm like, oh, you're having a tough time as well. Like, I feel like a lot of kids, right, they view their mom as a superhuman being, like a super, like, some hero lah. We don't think that our parents would be sad. We don't think that our parents has trauma. We don't think our parents have any baggage, but they do.
Yeah.
Maybe even a lot more than us.
Yeah.
And they never process it.
I think so
that's
too.
Yeah.
I think they do have more baggage than us, honestly speaking.
Yeah. So now that like that I'm older, I understand more. I understand why they would react that way.
Yeah.
Why they view things that way.
Yeah.
That's why like the older you get, the more peaceful the relationship is. Because there's a lot of understanding going around.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I think I also feel the same. Like when I got older, I started to like, and when my mom tells me like more stories about her childhood, because my mom also, she grew up in a very poor family, and well, there's a lot of trauma around that lah, because she had to work very early, and like everyone is always struggling, and then like her dad, my grandpa, wasn't always around at the time, so there was also one breadwinner in the house. So that's why like I understood why she is the way she is, and how she had to not only carry that on into her new family, where she had to be the breadwinner. So I get it lah, but also at the same time, that being said, is that while I validate her struggle, I also validate mine.
Yes.
I feel like what I went through was also not okay,
Yeah.
and it could have been better. And I just feel like because now we both have that understanding, that's why we have a peaceful relationship. So I think it takes two to tango lah, in a way.
It does.
Yeah.
Heavy
So
emotions.
It's
Very
fucking
heavy.
heavy,
Yeah.
It's
actually.
very, very heavy. It's very, very heavy.
Okay, let's make it lighter. What was your theory? Like, you had a theory about like mommy and daddy issues, right?
So people with mommy issues hate kids, and people with daddy issues love kids. That's my theory.
Yeah.
Because I know all three of us hate kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no. Okay,
Do not invalidate my theory.
no, I'm not invalidating it here. I only like kids up to the age of 6. Like when they start blabbering already, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna throw you out now. Like I'm done. But you know when they're tiny and cute, they have very tiny hands. That is a very cute moment. But when they start, asking you weird questions and asking you to
Actually,
talk so much, and they touch your phone with their oily ass finger, that's where I like, when they're at especially little boys, when they're at the age of 7, they start wanting to punch people.
I
They're
fucking
strong
hate
as
that
hell.
lah.
That's fucking annoying.
Like I punch them back lah. Like you have to know that there are consequences to your action.
Hell
If
yeah.
your parents are not gonna tell you that, I will tell you that. So if they punch me, I just punch them back. You cry, that's on you.
Have you punched a kid before?
Yes.
Oh God.
No, but the thing is, my uncle's son is very, very strong, okay? He's the type of kid that can hold, like, he is very strong, like abnormally strong.
For a child?
For a child, I think he's 8 now. But when
Oh.
he could do like push up and stuff like that. He knows he can hold like those big knife cleaver thing, and he can chop carrots, guys. Do you guys know how hard it is to chop carrots?
With a cleaver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can chop carrots. And he was like, I don't know, 5 or something at that.
What?
Yeah. He can chop. He is a strong kid.
Dude.
He is a very, very strong kid.
Yeah.
So you punched him.
Yeah.
Why did you punch him?
He came to me and he just like ran to me and then she was like, "Jimmy, Wah! He hit my stomach and I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? And then I pushed him. And then he was like, and then he tried to do it again. Then I pushed him, I whacked him lah. I full on, pop. And then he was like, oh, it doesn't even hurt. Then he looks like he was gonna cry. Then he ran to his mom, then he started crying.
Oh,
Then his mom did ask me why did you hit him? And I was like, no, because you see he is very aggressive, not only towards me but also towards older people, also towards my mom, also towards anyone around him. So if he doesn't associate that these actions are gonna come with consequences, he's gonna keep on doing that even after he grows up. So might as well, if he does that, I tell him, okay, if you do that, I'm gonna whack you. If you do that, other people are gonna whack you. So he did. After a while, he stopped being so aggressive lah. I mean, like, at least towards me. When he does that, I would just like, he would try to fight back, and I would just grab his entire arms and leg and like hold it together like, the roast pot. And I'm like, nah, move lah. Nah, move lah. Yeah.
Roast pork.
Yeah. So like that lor. So when they start to be at that age, I hate it. But when they're all cute and everything, all cute lah.
I don't know. I guess they are cute, but only when you see them like for 5 minutes and that's it. Because they will cry, they will take color pencil, they will scribble everything. Because my parents, like I said just now, they used to own a math center. I fucking hate them. I will leave color paper on the table for myself to like. Back then, I think I was 12 years old. So I would leave color paper on the table because I need it for my project the next day, right? You fucking take the color paper and fucking cut it up, bitch. What the fuck? And they're like so naughty, because like my mom used to exploit me as a child as well, and she would ask me to teach kids maths as well because I love
Child
maths.
labor.
Yeah. So I would teach the younger kids, like the 5-year-old, 6-year-old maths. And then I'll teach them how to do. Then they will ignore me, And then when they blow their nose all over their arm. Fucking disgusting way. And then I got so fucking pissed. I smashed the table. I was like, fucking listen to me, bitch. And then they started like to my mom's student. Then they were like, okay. Then they did their stuff. Then my mom, because my mom knew how like naughty.
I'll be so scared of Zoe.
Because my mom knew how naughty that child was. Then my mom also came and scolded the kid. So we would scold the kid together.
Okay, it's a bonding moment.
Yeah.
At least you guys were bonding through that one kid, one particular kid that pissed you too off.
Yeah. So then only after that the kid would listen. But then the next week the kid come back, same thing. And
That's so true. Kids they forget about the consequences, then they come back and
then
repeat.
they just like repeat the mistake over and over and over again. It's so fucking annoying. I hated kids so much. Yeah.
Hated or hate?
Okay, I hate.
Okay.
I still don't like them, but I wouldn't say I dislike them to a point where it's like I want to kill them and shit like that lah. Okay, it's just that whenever you go to a restaurant and a fucking child is fucking crying and you're trying to have a conversation and it's so goddamn noisy, I hate that. When you're in the cinema, they're there talking, "Mommy, what is that? Shut the fuck up lah." Just fucking watch the movie. You think we all know the plot, is it? Why do you think we're in the cinema? So fucking stupid.
I don't think their mind could understand that.
I don't give a shit. Just watch the movie. Just shut up and watch the movie. They're so annoying.
I wanna ask you though, how were you like as a kid?
I was quiet.
You were a quiet kid.
I was a very quiet kid.
Yeah, that's fair. I was damn quiet also. My parents say I was the best child ever.
Yeah, my parents also said the same.
I had anger issues.
I had anger issues after when I got into secondary school because I repressed all of it as a kid.
Yeah, same.
Then I started yelling and being fucking annoying for no reason.
Yeah, same. I started yelling also when I was a teenager. But when I was a child, I was so quiet to a point where I was so shy because my parents would like bring me out and stuff like that. Every time someone, like another adult comes and talks to my parents, I go hide behind my dad's leg.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, and then if like another kid would come and talk to me with my parents around, I wouldn't talk back. I would whisper in my parents' ear, then my parents would help me answer back.
I was like,
okay, I'm not like the shy kid lah. I wouldn't say I'm a quiet kid. Because I grew up with brothers, right? So I've been wanting like their validation. So and my mom said I never want to wear skirts and everything. Maybe because I'm just a lesbian.
It's a lesbian thing.
Yeah.
It's a lesbian
I don't want to wear anything pink. I don't like to wear skirts. I don't like to wear pom-pom stuff. But my mom's like, I want to make you wear pink color stuff. But every time they ask me which one I want, I would say the boys' clothes, the masculine clothes one. I'm like, I want that one. I want the pants and t-shirt.
Yeah, same. Oh my god. I think it's a lesbian thing.
Yeah, it's a lesbian thing.
Maybe.
Were you like that also, Faye?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I thought I was trans, remember? I told you.
Yeah, I know, but
I thought I was trans.
Nah, see,
So
never
I was
watched the
like-
latest episode like that. You want to ask, really?
Sorry. I've been busy.
It's okay, I'm kidding.
No, because like I at one point when I was younger, like primary school, I didn't know about gay and lesbian. So I thought I thought like, okay, why do I like girls? Then I thought I was a boy. So because I believed that I was a boy so much, that's why I always went and like buy boys' clothes. I also the same, I wouldn't wear pink. I would like disassociate with that because I wanted to be a boy so bad. And then afterwards, over time, then I realized I was like, okay, I don't really like guys and I don't really like being with boys, so maybe I'm not trans.
Oh, okay.
Then later afterwards, like later when I was like I think ending primary school, I think early secondary school, only I
Yeah.
found out about like gay, lesbian, all these things. Then I was
I
like,
see.
oh, so you can be a girl and still like a girl, like you're not
Yeah.
like, you know, then yeah. That's
Yeah.
how I
Okay, wait, I have a
My
very,
face.
very stupid story, right? Because
What?
for me, during early secondary school, that
Uh-huh.
was when I was like, I thought I was trans also. So I had a crush on this straight girl. And then I was like asking, so who do you like more in One Direction? and then I'll go and be like, maybe I should like run away and become that person.
Oh my god.
Fucking stupid up, man. Why if I get plastic surgery to look like Harry Styles?
I cannot.
Do you remember who the girl said she liked though?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Okay, wait. No, I think it was Niall. How the fuck am I? Yeah, no.
So
that's
you wanted to transition
I'm
into
a white person. Yeah. Exactly, with the fucking blonde hair and blue eyes and shit. Oh my god, so fucking stupid. But yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what were we talking about originally?
Idea.
Okay, but I feel like generally a lot of lesbians have mommy issues.
Yeah.
At least in my experience, I feel like it's not just wait. Do you have mommy issues?
You do?
Wait.
I thought you had daddy issues.
Which issues is more?
Huh?
You asked me if I hate kids, and I'm like, yeah,
No.
I have mommy issues.
No, because I remember we were looking at you and then you were like, I don't know what issues I have, but I hate kids. You didn't particularly mention whether you have mommy
Okay,
issues or
that's true,
daddy
that's true,
issues.
But because I was thinking like I thought hating kids, like, you know, people with mommy issues, they want to be nurturing, you know, they want to be the caretaker, right? But how come like, why is it like hating kids?
Yeah.
You know, like I thought it's the other way because daddy issues like wanting to be cared for.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Daddy issues is like that, but for some reason, mommy issues. Okay, but irrespective of all of that, which one do you feel like you have more issues with, like daddy or mommy issues? Which one is more?
Okay, I feel like probably daddy issues.
Yeah.
Daddy issues.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because I mean, most like the entire time, I feel like my mom just don't really. Because I'm the middle child, and she just let me do whatever.
Oh.
But with my dad, there's a lot of like arguments. There's a lot of like clashes of like opinions, especially like growing up, and I feel like that kind of contributed to that trauma. But I'm not really sure about the mommy issues.
Okay, but I kind of disagree with the point where you said that people with mommy issues are the ones who want to care for other people, though.
Why is that?
No, because okay, I used to be.
That's not me too.
I used to be the person who would do that, but then I don't know. Now I just feel like I'm gonna do my own thing, but I feel like a certain way when people care about me. Like it stands out a lot more to
Actually,
me because
that's so true.
I feel like I never got that from my mom. Like they never were really caring in that sense or nurturing in that sense towards me. So the minute somebody like cares for me and nurtures me in that manner, then I feel like holy shit. Like
Get
I feel
attached immediately, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for me.
Is it like wanting to care for others is more of a daddy issue?
I would
I
say
think yes.
so.
Yeah, because all the girls that I've met who have daddy issues, they tend to want to care more, and they're usually the ones with the anxious attachment style.
I see.
Like they have fear of fear of abandonment, and then like wanting to
Yeah.
care and everything, and also at the same time wanted to be cared for.
Oh, okay.
But if you search on Google and everything, right, it's gonna say otherwise.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's true,
different.
that's
It's
true.
different. So, you know, prior to when you guys like talked to me about like going onto this podcast and everything, I did search about it. Like,
Oh.
okay, what's like the term of like what goes under daddy issues, what goes under mommy issues.
Yeah.
And apparently, like mommy issues is more like daddy issues is more like you want to be cared for.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
mommy
true.
issues more like you want to care for others.
It's something like you want to be like
The
caretaker
person.
lah. Like something that wanting to take the role
Of a mother.
of nurturing somebody.
Yeah.
That's what the internet says.
Okay, I think maybe it just plays out differently in different people.
Okay, yeah, but one thing I feel is so true, which is the thing that all three of us have, is that you feel some type of way when like people show affection to
Yeah.
You get very attached very, very quickly.
Yeah.
you. Yeah, and then you'll be like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. I
So-
totally get what you mean.
that's a common.
Even if
issue.
it's just like an like oh my god, the bare minimum lah, let's say.
yeah, the bare minimum.
Fucking bad minute.
Even even the bare minimum, you're like, wow, I am so special.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're so in love with me. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like mommy issues people tend to be avoidant. Because your mother is always a helicopter. Daddy issues, right, usually, okay, maybe your one is different lah, but daddy issues, right, when like girls talk to me about it, it's always about the dad like not giving a shit about them. So that's why they want to be more like
Being
attached.
absent, right?
Yeah, it's always about absence. But with the mommy issues, it's about like being a bit too present.
Yeah, that's true, that's fucking true.
Yeah, so a lot of people that I've met with like mommy issues, they tend to be avoidant.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a thing.
sorry, I'm just trying to like imagine.
But don't you
That's
feel like
daddy
you are more?
issues.
But I think you are avoidant to some extent.
Why
I
would
don't
you say
think
that?
I don't think you have anxious, like maybe secure lah. I don't know what is your attachment style, but if I had to guess from the chart, if it's not secure, I would say avoidant. Yeah.
For me, I don't like when people. Okay, it's not that I don't like it, but I find it very hard to answer the question when people ask me how my day is. And I don't. Sometimes it gets very tiring when people ask me, how was your day? Like, I don't want to fucking tell you about my day, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Is that-
actually, sometimes when I talk to you, right, like when I would like talk to you when you have problems to share, you cut it damn fast one. That's an avoidant thing.
So you're telling me I'm not secure right
No,
now?
I'm not saying you're not secure. Maybe you are secure, but I'm just saying, which one are you more likely if you had to
Oh, okay,
you know.
okay. I
Maybe it's a
didn't
mix
realize-
of both. You can be a mix of both,
be?
right?
Yeah, I think you
You
can.
I
be a
didn't
mix of
realize
both.
that I would respond to your.
Yeah, it's been
stuff like
happening a
that.
few times already.
Really, I feel like you also do the same, you know, because when
Because
I was
I'm the same thing.
So y'all are just the same person. With mommy issues?
Yeah.
Facts.
They're
Mm.
seeking maternal figures. Like,
Mm.
not wanting
Yeah.
to be the mom,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
wanting
yeah.
a mommy.
yeah.
Facts.
Is that true? Real.
But okay, that's the thing though. I date only masks for some fucking reason, although they are not my type.
Because you think in-betweenies are flaky and femmes are not for
Because
you.
in betweenies are flaky.
Yeah.
I'm an in-betweenie.
And you're flaky. Look at you ghosting me. Second of all, how many plans have we made together platonically that you have cancelled on?
Okay.
Exactly.
Fair.
In-betweenies are flaky. They never.
Do you think I'm flaky, Faye?
You never really flaked on me lah, so no. But I didn't
But
mention
you
you on
flaked
Bumble
on
also
me.
what, so that's different story.
Okay,
No,
okay.
no, our plans that she flaked on me with was not from Bumble, it was the platonic
Yeah,
thing.
platonic,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
platonic.
yeah. So there were a few times I made plans with Sharon and she's like, nah. Like, she would just message me and she's like, I'm not feeling well today.
Sorry.
You want me to add why?
At
You think Zoe is very intimidating though? That you're
Yeah, I am.
nervous to spend like a one-to-one time.
huh? Really?
I do think that you're intimidating.
Even now?
In a good way.
In a good way, in a good way.
In a good way.
Because
It's
you're
not
very-
like, oh my gosh,
you're
she's so
very-
scary, I don't want to be with her.
You're very smart, Zoe. You're very smart.
Okay, what does that got to do with flicking on me though?
Oh my god,
Listen to me. Okay. Have you realized that we never hang out one-on-one though?
But the thing is that the plan was with Kat.
Is she flaky?
Actually, not really though, because every single plan that I made with her, whether it's like one-on-one or with you, like she does show up, but she flicks only when you flick.
So I am the issue.
Yes, you're the issue, Sharon.
I'm the problem. Okay. I'm sorry, Zoe. I'll do better. I'll do better. Why?
Okay, so you see, this is why I say in-betweenies are flaky, because there is not one single in-betweenie that has never fucking like done this shit before.
Yeah. In betweenies, we gotta do better.
Maybe that's why you like mass, because like you want someone to show up like motherly, maternal, like what Pat just said.
Masks are not maternal at all though.
No, because like in between these flake, so flaking is a daddy issues thing. But you don't have daddy issues. So you seek out a partner.
Bit tighter, like that. Is that too tight?
That's fine actually.
I don't think I should do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Because by the end of it, you're gonna lose all your baby back hairs.
Okay, thank you. Alright. Hi everyone, welcome.
fucked up again.
Yes, we fucked up. So, as you can see in this episode, we fucked up big time. So you're gonna see us here in this segment for some time as we explain what was being discussed between both of us and Sharon.
For 20 fucking minutes. Basically, the audio,
gonna
30
sum it
minutes, 20 to 30 minutes of the audio got cut off.
And we were actually discussing another thing also, which is about Sabah lesbians. But we were actually thinking of bringing it to another episode instead, since we'll just focus on the mummy issues one for now. Because a lot got fucked up. So we talked about how me and you, because of our mummy issues, because, okay, daddy issues are, when people deal with daddy issues, right? Because daddy issues are kind of like abandonment issues, because the dads tend to fucking be absent and like leave their kids and not give a fuck. Whereas mommy issues are when people deal with mothers who are very like on their ass all the time.
Yeah.
And me and you, we tend to date people who are on our asses, or like they're obsessive, or they are like love bombers in the start and everything. And this is exactly how mommy issues like play out in our relationships and our lives.
But the funny thing is that even though like we like to date people who are obsessive and like love bomb us, but for me, I remember mentioning that I don't like it when people keep texting me.
Really? Oh yeah. I remember we had this conversation.
Yeah, but I do appreciate when they text me like here and there during the day, but I don't like extensive texting.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like it's a waste of time. Sharon was also saying how she feels very suffocated when like the partner is on her ass all the time, because she said she doesn't like texting also, but her reason is because she got fat thumbs. So stupid reason, Sharon, but okay.
Yeah, well, I disagree. I love me a clingy motherfucker.
I cannot.
I love it.
I agree with Sharon. It's very suffocating. Like for me, it has to be like, okay, I would love to like constantly see the person and everything, but I feel like there needs to be some pacing, and because my time is very limited.
Right.
And when I'm busy, I'm very busy, and I don't really have the time to extensively text all the time.
That's
when
true.
I'm done with my day, I'm super tired. So just like a 10-minute call, and that's about it.
Yeah. You know, for me, right, I feel like, okay, 10-minute call, maybe not, I need a 1 hour call. But like, okay, but for me, I feel like partly why I like it is also because I get understimulated very easily. So when you always have like things to do, like someone to text and everything, like you're like, wow, you know, it's like so exciting.
Really?
It's like when I'm doing my work, right? Okay, when I'm doing my work, let's say I'm waiting for this Excel file to download and it's taking fucking long, or like waiting something to load, then I'm like, I need to do something. I'm like itchy. And then like there's texting on the side.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I always need like something to do, because otherwise I feel very like understimulated. But also because I like texting. I'm a big texter person.
Oh. No, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But for me, it's because, okay, I'm always doing something. And I also same like you, I cannot sit and do nothing. I need to do something. But because I always have things to do. So my partner is kind of like outside of that.
Ah, okay.
Like outside of the whole doing something. When I have a partner, it's like, okay, yeah, I want to go do things with the person.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I also just want to relax.
Right.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
don't like that. Text lah, basically text lah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a waste of time.
I just like talking to people, you know. I don't know if it's like an extrovert thing or what, but I just like talking to people. Well, not people at work lah. That's why I talk to people outside of work, like friends or like a partner. Like I like having constant communication with them outside of work. Because I think I'm just like so bored of work. Like work, you just talk about work lah, then it's like, That's why I always text you.
Yeah, you text me.
And then
during work.
she never replied to some of my messages.
Yeah, no, because okay, I see it in the text, and then I'm like, okay. Then when I come back, I read the later messages and I reply to the later messages. Then I end up forgetting to reply to the earlier messages.
And then you just send me angel numbers. Legit. She's like, I will send her a bunch of things, right? She's like, ignores all of it. Happy 111. What the hell, man?
Yeah, no. Okay, I don't intentionally ignore it. It's because when you text me, I'm doing something.
Yeah,
And
I
then
get
like when I see an agent number, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta show Faye this, and I show Faye, and then I continue being busy, and then I just forget to reply to all of your messages.
Going back to that, so Sharon was asking us if we feel suffocated, and then her fat thumbs excuse. And then afterwards, so yeah, she said that also she branched on to how she say like, because she doesn't want a partner who's like always on her ass all the time.
Yeah.
She ideally wants to have like a 2-bedroom arrangement between her and her partner in the future, like if they live together. And you agree with that also, right?
Agreed, yeah.
I don't know about that, because I feel like, yeah, I want it, but also at the same time, like I don't really know. I think it depends on when it happens, if I really want to or not. Because yeah, I do feel like it's nice that there's that independence there, and you can also like have your own space when shit happens lah.
Yes.
But also for me, it's like I kind of like having one room together. So I don't
Can
know
just
yet.
sleep over in each other's rooms lah.
You can. That's what I used to think until I don't know. Recently, I changed my mind, but yeah, I don't know. I think it really depends on when I have to be making that decision.
Oh.
But I feel like either way I'll be fine with it lah, because I don't think it's a bit of a big deal for me.
Doesn't the other party's like hygiene and habits bother the living shit out of you though?
Then I just don't date a disgusting person lah.
It's very hard, you know. Sometimes, you know, the good people are the messiest motherfuckers out there. It's so annoying.
Are they actually good people though?
Okay, no. You're right. But not everyone is clean lah. So like, that's why for me, I feel like I don't want to, you have your own habits, that's fine. As long as the shared space, you clean it up.
So then afterwards, you talk about your mom being an Aries.
Oh yeah. Faye asked me what my mom's sign was. Faye asked me what my mom's sign was. I was like, Aries. Yeah, and like my mom, she would throw tantrums unnecessarily. Like she would throw shit everywhere when she's pissed. She would try and take a broom and smack me with it. You know, those kind of stuff. She would basically just like, you know, throw shit everywhere lah. And then I was telling Faye how like, I'm so sorry, but like, yeah, I feel like it's a very Aries thing to just be unnecessarily angry, unnecessarily throwing tantrums. Yeah, and then you were sharing how like you used to be like that also, right?
Yeah, that's like an unhealed Aries thing. Yeah, and I was telling her about how like I was like in my peak Aries era, like in secondary school. And I knew it started when I was like 11 or 12, up until I think 16 was the peak, 16, 17, 18. I think that was like my super angsty era. Like I was so fucking angry all the time. I didn't give a fuck. I started throwing things. I just start fights with people for no reason.
Damn.
And like I was telling you about how like I'm a completely different person right now. That you know me, I wouldn't even do any of these things anymore.
Yeah.
So I do agree that it is an Aries thing.
Yeah.
And I also mentioned that like because both me and Sharon's moms are Scorpios, and two other lesbians I know who has mommy issues, their mothers are Aries.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, parents with Mars signs like Scorpio or Aries, they tend to have like all these very on your ass kind of behavior and like very like volatile behaviors that create mommy issues.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it's not a coincidence, you know, because like how come everyone who has mommy issues, right, all their mothers is like Mars signs. So it's really interesting actually. But
yeah.
if your mother has either of these signs, then
No,
you
good luck.
probably have mommy issues as well.
Good luck.
Okay, and then we were talking about how like, so Sharon was saying about how that, okay, once she had more distance from her mom, she realized that both of them are actually quite similar.
Yeah.
Because then her mom like started opening up to her even more.
Yeah.
And then like she was saying about how she's a clone of her mother but in a different font.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then how she was like, if I'm talking shit about my mom, I'm talking shit about myself. And it's actually so true, you know, because I feel like at the end of the day, we are like our mother's daughters and
Yes,
we are just
correct.
like our mothers.
Honestly, yeah. Just a little bit more evolved than our parents.
And it's so crazy because I feel like, you know, I noticed this about myself because how it plays out, especially, I notice in the way like I argue with people. I notice that I tend to argue like her. And it's so fucking weird. Like when I step back and I'm like, am I my fucking mother? Like, what the fuck is this? How come I'm arguing like her? You know? I noticed that about myself, especially in arguments. And it is so weird because I'm using all the things that she uses and I'm just like, is it because I used to argue with her that I took in her stuff that I'm using it on other people? Or like, what is it? You know, but I also feel like the way I think and the way I look at life is also a lot like my mom. And I feel like partly it's because of how she brainwashed me. Good and bad also lah, because she's a really like, she teaches me to be hyper independent and self-sufficient. So I feel like that is something that has been brainwashed into my life.
Yeah. I feel that too. I feel like, okay lah, I don't like to admit it. I really don't like to admit it, but I'm kind of like my mom. Because I was talking to my dad once and I was complaining about my brother and all of this kind of thing lah, literally parenting my brother, right? I was complaining to him and he was like, you are so like your mother, you know that? And then I just fucking turned away and walked away because I was like, I refuse to accept this shit. Yeah, but I think because, okay, my mom's the kind of person who is she has extremely high standards for herself and the people around her. Extremely high. The only difference between me and my mom is that I hold back from micromanaging people to hit that standard. And also because I don't have kids. So that's why I don't like impose that standards onto my kids. But I feel like if I had kids, I would impose those standards and I would then give them mommy issues.
Yeah, I can see myself giving my kids mommy issues. The mommy issues that I got as well.
Yeah. So that's why we're never having kids, right? I remember I was saying We don't even fucking like kids. So like, we're not gonna have kids, so the generation's gonna stop with us. And that is how you put a halt to generational trauma, just by stopping the generation.
Fuck yeah. But also we were talking about how like, even though we are like our mothers, like their generation didn't really have access to things. Like they don't really have access to mental health awareness and also like affordable mental health services, like whether it's therapy or like psychiatrists or psychologists and all this.
I think they're just like not educated enough, because even if they had like affordable mental health services, they wouldn't go for it anyway. But because they're not educated enough on it.
Yeah, that's so true actually.
That's why our moms are very unhealed.
It's like stigmatized and it's also very expensive and like all these things.
Yeah.
So it's like we were saying about how it's kind of hard to hold it against them also, because they are what they are because of the society around them.
Yeah, correct.
And I mean, yeah, some of the things they did is like very shitty and very hard to heal from, but also at the same time I can see like now that I'm older, I can see that they just worked with what they had.
Yeah. So it's like, obviously when we were younger, I feel like it's very easy to hate. It's very easy to be like, oh, I fucking hate my mom, this and that, this and that, this and that. But I think the older we get, the more we are able to view things from a more objective manner and to understand their situations and look at them as just people rather than looking at them as our parent.
Yeah, and just like removing ourselves from the equation and see like, and I think like when you do that, it's so much easier because I think when you keep putting yourself in the equation, you're just like, how could she do this to me? Why me? You know, like why give birth to me? So it's like, and I used to do that to my mom all the time. Like whenever she says some shit to me, I'll be like, well, I didn't ask to be born. And then she'll get so pissed at me. She'll be like, how could you say that? Blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, yeah, it's true. What you chose to give birth to me. Like you're responsible for XYZ, XYZ. But now when I think about it, it's because she did it because it's a default path set for her. And she got married like at 25, which is the age I am right now. So I can see how like you are at this age and you're still starting out in life and you gave birth, and I get why she did the things she did. She just did what she thought was best at the time.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to hold it against her once you start removing yourself out of the equation.
Yeah.
She just gave birth like anyone else, and she just tried to micromanage her kid to be better. So.
Yeah. It's honestly, looking at things from an objective point of view is quite important in every aspect of our life also lah. Then you don't hold grudges and shit like that, because when you understand things from that perspective, you're like, okay, I understand. And in turn, you're not as angry of a person as you would be, you know, if you're always like, oh, putting yourself in the equation, like you said, like blaming everyone, like, okay, I didn't choose to do this, I didn't choose to do that, you know, it's your fault, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And also I feel like now, because my relationship with my mom has gotten a lot better since I'm earning. So it's like, once I'm self-sufficient, even though technically I'm still living with them, like once I'm like self-sufficient and I could like earn, and also I could easily have a more independent life, she started like viewing me as a friend. So I'm more of a friend to her now. That's why we can have the relationship that we have right now, instead of her like, because like if let's say she is still managing me financially and like managing my future, my career, everything, obviously she has more say in whatever or how she wants me to live my life. You know, but now that it's less of that, that's why I think we could have a healthier relationship, you know? Because at the time when I was studying, when we had distance, it was still quite bad. You know, you would think that distance makes it better, which it kind of did, because it made her like go to therapy and do self-reflection. But also at the same time, I feel like it's really only when you completely remove your dependence on them that you can truly be respectful of each other and not have a volatile relationship.
Yeah. It's because like I feel like when us as kids we are financially dependent on our parents, it's like we feel like we owe them something. That's number one. And number two is that they feel like they are very worried as a parent for you, whether you're going to be able to make it in life, whether you're going to be comfortable. So they're obviously going to be more on your ass. And for us, it's like, why are you so on my ass? Can't you trust me? This and that. But at the same time, you're also like, there's internal conflict. Like, okay, this is my parent. I still need their money. They kind of shit lah.
And I think also because my mom has always told me, so my mom like has told me once that she thinks that I'm her soulmate. And
that's so cute.
Yeah, I actually also believe that she is my soulmate.
That is so cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. But I think like also that's why she is like better now to me, because she knows that, not to flex, but nobody else understands her in the world more than me. And it's on God. Like, honestly, because I feel like I do understand, because now that, you know, we can question things objectively, I understand her like a lot more. So I think because of that, that's why she knows she has to change for me. Because she knows that this is not a relationship she can get with anyone else. I mean, yes, I'm flexing, but also at the same time, it's kind of like if you know that this person has this kind of value in your life, right? You will know what you need to start bringing to the table in order to maintain a relationship with this person.
Yes.
You know, and this is not just me and my mom, it's like relationships in general. When you know what kind of value a person brings to your life, you obviously like have a lot more accountability on your end to show up as the best person you can for that person. You know, but
that's good. It sounds like your relationship with your mom has really progressed.
Yeah, it has evolved a lot and it also helps that we both are Scorpio moons.
Oh.
So I feel like she's more like open to depth, you know. She's not just like my way is the my way or the highway. She's more open to listening to me, you know. And also I think it's because she went to therapy. That's why now she's more receptive to me like explaining things. Back then she's not, because back then she's like my way or the highway. But now that I'm older, somehow she listens. So okay, anyway, we were also saying about how like I understand my mom more now because I feel like she just followed the default path set for her, which is like get married, have kids. Sometimes like it's not that they really want kids, they just kind of like end up following the default path that everyone else is doing, like straight people. They unconsciously do it because they want to live vicariously through their children.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
And our mothers did that to us.
Yeah, our mothers did that. My mom wanted me to be a lawyer. But I think, you know, it's really good nowadays because remember I told you about my friend who was married. I don't know why I talk about her a lot, but anyway. One good thing about her is that she was contemplating whether she wanted kids. And then I was sharing with her like my opinion on having kids and everything, and then she eventually, her and her husband decided not to have kids, and she was like, because it's gonna take up a lot of mental space, a lot of capacity, and she feels like a lot of times parents have kids because it's a form of insurance, and I also believe that parents do have kids because it's an insurance. Like, oh, there's somebody to take care of you when you grow old, you know, if anything happens, you have a child there to care for you and stuff like that. That's what I feel a lot of parents have kids for. And you know, it's kind of like when you bring a child into this world, sometimes it has to be the most altruistic and selfless thing that you need to do, you know, as much as you don't like it. But yeah, because kids are kids. They don't know any better. And even so, sometimes when I look at kids, this is why I hate kids, but you know, you can't blame it on them. But kids are very selfish. They are very like, it's all about me. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. But sometimes you cannot really blame them because they don't know any better. And you have to sacrifice a lot as a parent. So I'm really like thankful that people nowadays are like, okay, really got to think about whether we want kids or not. What do we want kids for?
The reason why our parents want to live vicariously through us is also what caused our mommy issues.
Yeah.
Because they're so on their asses. My mom also was the same. Like, she wanted me to be, I don't know, the greatest kid ever. Like the fucking prodigy of the world and everything. So she fucking traumatized me and made me do whatever the hell I needed to do in school.
Yeah, correct.
And that really traumatized me, and I felt like I fucking rebelled against her the most in college.
Oh, mine was in high school.
I was done after high school. Then when I'm like away, that's when I rebelled the most against her. Yeah, that's how mommy issues show. But I wanted to say also, because like I feel like that is so true, because I feel like, you know, like when I hear like my aunts or like my mom or dad talk, a lot of times they're always like, you know, we want to bring kids in the world because like, of course you want someone to take care of us, but it's the cycle of life, you know. I know that I can like definitely bring my kid a good life. I can like let them have a good life, you know, I can love them and everything. And the thing is, I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like everyone thinks that they know how to love their kids, or they know what a good life means for their kids. And I think they always just, it's the whole thing where people believe that they know what's best. And that is the mentality that I think my parents thought when they had me. They're like, yeah, okay, we want someone to take care of us when we're old, but at the same time, like, it's not like we asking them to do it for free, because we'll give them a very good life as well. But they fucking traumatized me like shit in the process. So that's why I keep thinking about myself too, you know. I feel like I know what is best right now. I feel like I know what is a good way to raise a kid and everything, but maybe that's not what my kid needs. And you never know. Like, that's the thing about like raising a kid, that you never know, and it can really go both ways, you know. Like, there is also a gamble that your kid will resent you for life.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with a lot of families. That's unavoidable. So
Yeah.
I just feel like when people have kids and when they have this mentality, it's a very like in the moment mentality.
Yeah.
But you just never know what happens in parenting, and you don't know yourself how you will change in the future also. There's just so many factors that are like uncertain that I feel like the only reason that you would ever need to bring a kid to this world is if you genuinely just want to have children without any insurance, without anything.
Yes. Like it's a true desire.
It's a true desire.
Not affected by any external factors like pressure from, society and all that. Yeah.
And the thing is, right, my mom, I feel like she started to have this mentality over time. I think before that, she probably also be like, oh yeah, I want someone to take care of me and everything. But literally, like, she tells me this now. She's like, I don't need you to take care of me. Like, that's why I work so hard, because I want myself, like my money, to take care of me. Of course, it would be great if you can, but I don't expect you to. And that was when I was like, wow, my mom actually developed into this kind of person. And this is actually the mentality that you need. And also it made me realize that she really like loves us lah. Because we are here, she wants us here because like she loves us as people. Not really like as an insurance for her. But of course I'm going to take care of her lah. Like what the hell, right?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like I feel like not a lot of people think that way anymore. And for my mom to think that way, I was actually very surprised.
Yeah.
Because how many people can you say like, oh yeah, like you can genuinely tell your children, I don't need you to take care of me.
Yeah.
And mean it. And my mom actually means it.
Yeah.
And she's earned enough to take care of herself.
Yeah. I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah. So it just be like that.
That's a good progression though.
Yeah, she changed a lot over the years.
That's a very good progression. Because for my mom, right, I think one thing that she really placed importance on is about, okay, similar to you, wanted me to be a prodigy. That's why she sent me to GCE, because she was like, oh, I want you to graduate earlier than everyone else. I want you to be a year above everyone else. I want you to be like above all of your peers and shit like that. Send me to this, send me to that, so I can learn this and learn that. That's why I have too many interests now. It's fucked up. It's her fault. But anyway, yeah. It's not just that, but I think one of the things is that she was always so scared that her kids were going to turn against her. So
that's a mommy issue.
Yeah. She was so scared that her kids were going to turn against her, because like she would beat me a lot. She would use the cane and everything. She would try to whack me. Then because I used to learn taekwondo, so you know how block is like that, right?
Yeah.
So I block. I didn't block like that. I do this to block. And she's like, why? You want to punch me? I'm like, no, I was fucking protecting myself. And then she was always telling my dad, like, oh, my daughter doesn't love me enough. Like, she doesn't give a shit about me. My daughter hates me and this and that. She won't take care of me and this and that. But the thing is that the more you say that, the more I don't want to take care of you. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because like, yeah, of course, as a parent, as much as I hate you, but I also love you. It's like a very love-hate relationship, So I've always I'm the kind of daughter who would take care of my parents, and I do that with my dad a lot now. But it's just in me to take care of my parents. But the more that they have that fear, the more that it shows up in the way that they parent, and the more that it pushes you away.
Yeah.
That's what I
so
feel.
True. Yeah.
So I think my mom, like, her priority was that I was going to take care of her, that I would be there for her. But she never placed that priority on my brother. I don't know why lah. Because maybe my brother not capable or what. But yeah. So for me, that was the main priority, is to be an insurance to her. To take care of her. Yeah.
I mean, I get it lah. Like my mom also used to be like that. She will always do this thing which was very fucked up, where she'll be like, oh, next time I'm not sure if you or Silo is going to do this for me. Next time you or Silo is going to abandon me. Like, she'll just like randomly tell me shit like that, Yeah. And then I'll be like, and then afterwards, like she would say things like, oh, if I ever pass, like, will you or Silo take care of my funeral? Then I'm like, what about me? What if I pass first? One of you all gonna take care of my shit? So it's like, she likes to say shit like that to test the waters with me. Then I will get so pissed, then I will call her out on it. But she doesn't do that shit now. Yeah, but I get it. This whole taking care of me thing is so annoying, and I'm pretty sure it will show up in every single parent who ever becomes a parent. Like, oh, who's gonna take care of me?
Yeah. I forgot what
I can't believe we still have so much shit to say after the episode cut out.
Our mommy issues run way too deep lah. Honestly, there's a lot to talk about actually. Yeah. I remember there was this once, okay, I'm a math person, right? So I would calculate the average death of a human being. So I would tell my mom, okay, I calculated when you're gonna die. but it was not out of bad intention. It was because, okay, I was like, when am I going to lose my mom? You know, that kind of thing. I was calculating that. Then I would tell my mom, you will die when I'm 28.
Oh my god!
And she's like, why? You want to die? You want me to die very fast? I'm like, no. You know, that kind of stuff lah. But I would be like, you know, I will calculate just so I know I can mentally prepare myself for when I'm going to lose my mom, but she will take it the wrong way. So that is one thing. I remember what I wanted to say just now. What I wanted to say was that, okay, the reason why my mom had me was because she started out from a very bad socio-economic background. So she never saw herself as successful. So the one thing she saw herself as successful is that she had kids. So there was one time on TV, there was this person, it was either TV or in church, someone say like, oh, if you are a mom and you have kids, that makes you successful. It's like, you know, the message that was coming across is that like, oh, that is the sole determining factor of whether you are a successful woman is if you had kids. Then I was like, no. Obviously I say no, right? Because I mean, like, there's so many other aspects that determine whether or not a woman is successful. Like, it can be career, it can be anything else, you know? Then my mom got offended. She was like, so you don't think I'm successful? I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, so you can see, right, with my mom, there's a lot of these conflicts. It's like, I don't mean things in a way to offend her. I just have different views, and then she just automatically gets like offended, you know. And then we just start having an argument, and my dad will have to be like, "So we keep quiet." I'll be like, "No." Like, my dad had a conversation with me before. Then he was always like, "You know, whenever you and your mom argue, just keep quiet only. Just let her win." I'm like, "No." I was just like, "No." I was like, I deserve to have a voice. I deserve to speak. I deserve to speak my mind. Then my dad was like, "Just pick fights you can win." I'm like, this is a fight I can win, bitch. Well, yeah, me and my mom had a very, very bad relationship. That's why my dad sent me to a uni that was quite far away from my house so that I can live there, so that there's more distance.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that's why you went to. I thought it's because you wanted to study architecture there.
There's architecture in Taylor's also. What?
Oh.
There's architecture in PJ also. What?
Oh.
But he sent me because it's far away and he wanted to separate me and my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. So it did, in a sense, make our relationship better. But every time I go home for the weekend, for the first day, it'll be good. Second day onwards, we start fucking fighting already. And I'll be like, shit, yes, at least I'm going back home tonight. I'm going back to the hostel tonight. I don't have to see this person. Distance does make it better for one day. Then it goes back to normal.
Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like when you have like unhealed mother-daughter relationship, everything becomes a fight, you know? It's like there's one time I started eating salads a lot because I was obsessed with salads. I don't know why, I just liked it. I just ate it a lot, so like I just became that person who never had family dinners anymore. So it's like I would always tell my parents, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna eat salad tonight, and I'll make my own little salad and everything. And then until one day, I was like, my mom cooked dinner for us, and afterwards I was like, hey, I'm gonna have salads, and then my mom started crying. And she was like, you don't like my cooking anymore, is it? I was like, no, I just want to eat salads. So it's like, I kind of get it. It's like, then they take it personally, which is like, that's not actually the case.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think moms tend to take things very personally. It's
it's fucking funny actually.
It's like a very clingy partner who's just like,
you know? I still remember she fucking slammed the utensils on the table and she was like, you don't like my cooking anymore, is it? And then I was like, no. And then I was just like, no, it's just because I want to eat salads and I'm obsessed. And I was like fucking 16, like why would I do that? And you know why? To tell you the degree of how obsessed I was, I even had a salad account where I post all my salads on it. The account still exists until today because I forgot the password. So it's like, I'll post like all my salads. So I thought she knew that I was just obsessed with it, but then she started crying and we had a bad relationship for that whole week because like, and then until I had to stop eating salads to start eating her food again so that she knows that I don't hate her. It was fucking funny actually.
Okay, yeah, so that's that. But also I just feel like, you know, even though as much as like moms are us with mommy issues and we kind of hate our moms, but I feel like moms bring value into our life to a certain extent and we don't really realize it.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was telling you in the car the other day, right? I didn't realize that I lost a mom until I realized there was no Maggie mee in my pantry.
Yeah, when I heard that I was gonna cry.
Yeah, I was like, initially when my mom passed away, I wasn't like sad or anything because I had a very, very bad relationship with my mom and it was like so suffocating to me. So when she passed away, I was like, finally, okay, I don't take it the bad way lah. It was like, I don't have this thing hanging over my head anymore where I have to be someone for somebody else. I felt like, oh, I can finally do things for myself. So that was why I felt the relief, and also because the whole thing that was going on with my mom in her medical condition, everything was very terrible to my family. So yeah, that was kind of like a relief for everyone in the family as well. They don't have to go through that anymore. But I was telling Faye like, oh, I realized I don't have like Maggi mee in the pantry anymore. I realized there's this one tomato chicken recipe that I could no longer eat. I realized that I don't have pastries on the weekends in the afternoon. I realized I don't go to shopping malls anymore, you know, those kind of stuff. So I realized after losing my mom is that like there is value that they bring into our lives.
I'm about to cry. Genuinely, I'm about to cry. You know, actually, that car ride, right?
Yeah.
I felt like crying the whole time. You talk about your Maggie mee, and then you know there was the phone
Why
call.
is your eyes tearing up?
Like crying. I was just telling Zoe that these days I feel like crying so much. Like whenever I hear people's sad stories, I'm just like, oh my god, tearing up.
Yeah.
It's like,
Don't cry because when I see people cry, I will cry. If you cry, I will cry.
I will cry. No, but yeah, it just sounded like so sad.
I can see your tears.
I'm about to cry.
Yeah, I mean, it was very sad because I did cry about that previously. Yeah.
Not me fucking crying on a podcast.
It's okay. It's alright. It's alright. But yeah, they do bring value to our lives.
Yeah, they do.
Pros and cons. Why is your voice shaking?
Pros and cons, yeah. I do agree. My mom is my soulmate. So,
That's great.
yeah.
Amazing. I'm happy for you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Sharon.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how it became like this. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to apologize to Sharon because like she's gonna cut off lah basically. Actually, the conversations with her was so funny. If you see her reaction in
it
the
was so
video, me and Faye would have a conversation and she's sitting in the middle of us. She'll be like,
Yeah.
and she'll look again. She'll start blinking a lot. Yeah. So I'm so sorry, Sharon, but we will record the Sabah lesbians one with you another time.
We will have Sharon back on the podcast, so it's not going to be the last time you will see Sharon. And this time we'll be talking about Sabah lesbians and the differences between KL and Sabah lesbians.
Yeah, I think that's quite a niche and interesting topic.
And actually, when we talked about it that day, it was quite interesting.
Yeah.
But we also cut it short because
It was getting very long. So yeah,
so we'll have a whole ass episode just for it.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's the end, right?
Yes, that's the end. Thank you guys so much for watching, and come back next week for another episode with us. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. I can see your snot.
Like, oh my god, not me fucking tearing up.
Oh my god. Wow,
Yeah.
that's 40 minutes.
Oh,